Well, Queen's Park's new energy initiative aimed at reducing our hydro bills also promises more incentives to entrepreneurs who think green.
That's right. And in tonight's Then and Now segment, Connie Smith catches up with a local businessman who's been doing just that for years, but he got shut out in a Democratic power play until now.
Most of the stuff that we use in the audits, this is a temperature and hydrometer meter.
Randy Denoyer keeps plugging away.
Somebody's awfully hot.
Hot on the trail of escaping heat.
But the black edge is the seals on the fridge are opened up to the point where they're not keeping any of the cold air and causing the fridge to run on.
That's Denoyer's job. He's an energy auditor. He'll come to your house or business and find all the places where you're losing or wasting energy. And he's finding plenty of problems in his own home he's renovating in Dundas.
All the dark spots are in that corner of the house over there.
It seems squirrels, up to 24 of them, had worked their way up into the rafters above the family room and torn away the insulation to build a nest. Now, by looking at it, you'd never know anything was wrong.
Denoyer has been a committed conservationist since we first met him in 1995. Back then, he was trying to make a living as an energy auditor and work with the municipal and provincial governments. The trouble was, they weren't partnering, and even though Denoyer says he was better qualified, he couldn't compete with their subsidized audits and had to close his business.
Hamilton should be the leader for the rest of the country, but for some reason we just aren't. And I can only attribute that to the behavior of what's gone on in the last couple of years. People just don't want to pay somebody to come in and look at their house.
But times and circumstances have changed, thanks in part to deregulation and the Kyoto Accord-driven focus on clean energy.
The consumers are much more aware of what it's costing them to operate their house.
You've invested a lot of money in all this.
Oh yeah, these thermal cameras run anywhere from about $30,000 up to $120,000 US.
So you're serious about this is your livelihood, this is what you believe in?
Yes. Yes.
Believes enough that consumers are willing to part with $300 and hire him to assess their homes. He says you have to spend money to save money.
If whatever I'm charging for the audit comes back in a year, then it doesn't cost a dime. And if it doesn't, then I'm going to refund the money. I think it's environmentally responsible for everybody to do this. Who wants to pay a portion of their income to Ontario Hydro or to any other utility? We should be solar powered. The United States is far ahead of us. It's time for Canadians to get their butts in gear and actually start being a leader in the industry as we were 10, 15 years ago. Unfortunately, it's just...
Some of Randy Denoyer's green innovations include devices that automatically shut off stove elements and shower heads. And if you have a teenager in the house, you'd probably love that one.
Absolutely. So when does Randy hope to be back in business, Connie?
Well, Heather, he's currently talking to Hamilton City Hall and is hoping to enter into one of those new sponsorship programs as early as the new year, operating under the name Green Tech. And if you have a new update on a story from the past, please let me know. Just call the number on your screen or send me an email. Heather?
Dan and Matt.
Yeah, we're all back once again here. Matthew joins us to talk about the